Mining productions picked up. Output grew by 6.6% in November after the previous month's growth of 3.6%. The outcome surpassed market forecasts and marks the second consecutive month of growth in activity due to the higher output from PGMs, coal and iron ore. FNB senior economist Thanda Sithole says while the peak of load shedding intensity has passed, the mining sector will continue to grapple with enduring challenges posed by port and rail infrastructure weaknesses. South African households remain under severe pressure. That's according to the Altron FinTech Household Resilience Index. In the third quarter, it recorded a marginal rise to 109.9, and since 2014, the average annual improvement in the index has been less than 1%. Economist Roelof Botha, who compiles the index, says lower interest rates will lead to a new growth trend for the index. But he says the lingering effects of higher debt levels and subdued wage growth will be felt during the first half of 2024. Richemont sales ticked up in the third quarter. The Cartier jewelry owner says sales in constant currency terms increased by 8% during the period. If foreign exchange fluctuations are taken into account, the increase is just half of that. The Swiss-based company says growth was largely driven by Japan, Asia Pacific and the Americas. It's added that the performance comes despite an uncertain macroeconomic and geopolitical environment. Motors has flagged lower half-year profit. The automotive company says that the trading environment is tough and that operations have been hampered by several issues. It cited lower consumer demand, higher than normal inflation in vehicle and parts prices, and excess stock from car manufacturers. As such, Motors expects its headline earnings per share to drop as much as 30%. The firm is set to open its books next month. Tongaat Hewlett has appointed Rob Aitken as acting CEO. Aitken, who is currently the firm's CFO, will take up the position in March and will be replacing Dan Marogane, who is going to head up Eskom. The sugar producer says Aitken's played a critical role in the turnaround of Tongaat and has provided invaluable support to the business rescue practitioners since the firm went into rescue in 2022. PPC has made changes to its leadership team. The cement producer has created new ExCo roles. These include the appointment of a Chief Operations Officer, a Chief Strategy Officer and a Chief Revenue Officer. PPC has also recruited two new executives, Ernesto Acosta and Paulo Mark, who the firm says bring extensive global and South African cement industry experience. The tweaks, according to PPC, aim to drive improved profitability and a sustainable return on capital for its South African business. Shifting focus abroad, Taiwanese chip maker TSMC posted a 19% drop in fourth quarter net profit as global economic woes hit demand for chips used in applications from cars to cell phones and servers. Here's more detail in this package report.
Profits at TSMC took a big hit over the latest quarter. They dropped 19% to $7.6 billion, though that still beat analyst forecasts. The downturn came as global economic woes hit demand for chips used in everything from cars to cell phones. But the world's largest contract chip maker is feeling bullish about the year ahead. It is expecting upwards of 20% revenue growth. Much of that is tied to the artificial intelligence boom, driven by products like ChatGPT. TSMC should stand to benefit, being a big supplier to firms including Nvidia, the US chipmaker seen as the champion of AI silicon. Over the coming year, the Taiwan-based firm plans to press ahead with capital spending plans, including starting work on a major new plant in Germany. However, it must also navigate US-China tensions. As the biggest maker of advanced semiconductors, it could be exposed to restrictions imposed by one or both sides. TSMC is Asia's most valuable listed company.